What's up, guys? Ooh, that's good. I'm about to test the theory on the shake. I've noticed the first clip of a card, of this particular card, at exactly the 30-second mark, it starts shaking very bad, which is right now. I'm just going to do a few seconds of it, and when I go to edit this, I'm going to see if this was shaking or not. So this should be 40-second mark. That should have been 10 seconds of very shaky footage. I'm going to find out. Alright, now that that's over with, guys, I'm really trying to figure that out, and I've kind of connected a dot, and if you try to contact GoPro with any of this stuff, you need to have like established data on why it happens and how it happens. It happens with the exact same SD card, and it happens the first clip of an empty card exactly at the 30-second mark, and it's done it 3 videos in a row. So if it does it right here, I've got it documented, and I can send an email to GoPro and try to figure out why in the F it's doing that, because it's very annoying. Anyway, guys, I'm going to give y'all an interior video today, because I know y'all be dying to see that interior. I know y'all want it. Y'all want it. We got a little tore apart because of our wiring that we had to run over the few. Well, this gives you a good idea. If you're doing an LS swap, there's, what is that, 4. There's 4 wires that have to come from the OBS to go to an LS computer. Which, really, it ain't even that. There's one of those wires goes back to the fuel pump to turn the fuel pump on. One of them is a cruise control wire. One of them is a TCC wire, which is your brake switch pedal for your transmission if you're automatic. If you're going to go with the standard, you don't need that. And then the I don't know what the other one is. Oh, ignition goes over here. So yeah, it's pretty simple. It's pretty cool that that's all you need to make an LS work in one of these trucks. It's pretty neat, I think. But anyways, I'm gonna get. I'm not fully buffered yet this morning. Still loading. James may or may not be coming over today. If he is, that's really cool, because the interior stuff he's really a pretty essential part of, I would say, because these seat rails were his idea, so I like for him to be involved in all of the interior that he can be, because it's his baby. But anyways, today I'm going to work on the seat rails, getting the tabs made for the seat so they actually bolt to the rails, which I think I'm gonna double check with if he's come up with any other ideas since then. Let me get the light on and see if y'all can see back there. I think what we're gonna do is have a tab shoot inward off of the seat, like welded onto the bottom here, and have a tab go in, and then we'll weld a tab to this. So it's basically 2 tabs sandwiched together, and then we'll no flashy. Basically we'll have 2 tabs, like one coming out and then another one welded to this that's out, drill a hole through it, and that's what we'll bolt to. And that way we'll have a bolt pinching the 2 plates together. And if we do it on the inside, you know, you can reach your hand in here with a ratchet and undo it. And I mean, I feel like that won't be too bad. You won't be able to get an impact in it, but you'll be alright. We probably won't be taking the seats out too much, and if you do, it's only 4 bolts. So, and then we'll, like, if we do a nut and bolt, we'll just weld the nut on the top so that you don't have to worry about getting a wrench and holding it. You can just undo the bolt. So that's what we're going to do today. And then we're also going to, while we're at it, might as well build the back mount for the console to the rail so that the console can actually be bolted down in the back way it's not, you know, just free balling. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. I'm going to try to get a lot of time lapse of this because I didn't really do any time lapse last couple videos, and I've kind of seen where I could have done time lapse and it probably would have been a little better. So bear with me, guys, while I'm figuring this filming out and what looks good and what don't, and what vibes and what don't. So let's get to it. Hey! Get the f out of here, you motherfucker! Alright, so James is cutting his dirt daughter welds off. Hey! You're cutting over a gas tank. Alright, so James is cutting off the old tabs on the original driver's seat that we mounted up. We're cutting those off so we got a good clean slate to put some new ones on. Lord have mercy, he's about to bust. Yeah, them aren't cutting gloves, dog. Man, y'all are some OSHA violating, boy.
Hey, you're the supervisor.
Well, y'all suck. Well, you lied on your application. I'm gonna set up the time lapse for you guys so we can get to work. Alright, so I started with this one. It had a lot of oxidation, I guess. Yeah, that's what that would have been. So I don't know what I had going on there, but they look alright. And then I did this one next. Kind of inconsistent, but I was more worried about going in the groove than continue, which I was so focused on that I wasn't trying to move. And then I did on this one, and then I got sidetracked when I was coming back, and the first pass, like, I got one side really good, but I had a bunch of cracks on the other. So I went back and laid that horse ass bead back in. That's the grub worm.
That's the mustard weld.
That's the mustard weld. That was the Sonic in me putting the mustard on. But then I did this one last.
Miracles happen.
And yeah, I think I figured it out on this one. I had the wrist motion the whole time, and the GoPro won't focus on this good enough. But
God came down and grabbed your hand and said, "Come on, son.
Do it this way." So that's what we're gonna start with, and then we'll lay the seat in here and kind of make sure where we want the oh, I guess we need another 8 tabs. Aha.
Oh.
I went to Choctaw.
Oops.
Well, we're gonna set the seat in here and see where it lines up with this. I think I got these in a pretty good spot. And then we'll cut tabs, weld them onto there, and then we'll go get some really nice drill bit. And then line up our holes and drill a hole between this tab and whatever tabs we put on there. That way we can just do a bolt and then weld a nut on the top end. That way we don't have to hold nothing. We can just run the bolt.
Grab some of those too. A couple of bolts in there.
Yeah, while we're out. So we're gonna set that in there, kind of figure that out, and then we're gonna take a little lunch break. We got to go into town to get a drill bit to weld or to drill through this thick. It's well, we burnt up what three of our unknown bits.
Yep.
Trying to do it, so we're gonna buy like one Billy Badass bit just for the bolts we buy, and then while we're at it, buy some bolts, go grab some lunch, and then
copy and paste
to that side. Yeah, we'll make sure we got this one fit, drill it, put the bolts in it, make sure it sits good, and if that idea works really well, then copy and paste to the other side, get her done. And then the console will be real simple because the holes for the console that are existing are like here and here, so all I'd have to do is I could probably take some of that thinner stuff.
No, we're gonna have him. Remember, he's gonna weld up with this.
Oh yeah, he'll do a 3D print with his MIG welder. But all we got to do is just some little simple tabs, like right here. I might pick up some thin stuff at the hardware store if they have like a little short 4-foot piece of some thinner stuff, because this stuff's kind of hard to mangle with the drill bit.
Kick your leg out.
But we'll build that up that way, because the console bolts to the dash up front, which was really sturdy. We just want a good mounting point in the back so we don't have to worry about it rattling or
when we get our port right there.
Yeah, because
300 psi of air.
Yeah, when we get the blow through in there, we're gonna want everything bolted down very securely, or the port's gonna eat it. So, oops, I wasn't supposed to tell y'all about that. Anyways, that's down the road. That's down the road. All right, well, looks like it lines up pretty much perfect. So the only thing that's going to be kind of weird is how this is humped. We'll have to figure out how we're going to do that, but I'm sure we'll come up with something bright. But the back's cake, because we'll weld a tab to the bottom of this, and it'll be perfectly in alignment with that, and then we'll just drill and bolt there. In the front, we'll just have to figure out how to deal with this hump. Probably bend something like in an L shape and weld it here on the inside, and then have it L right in front of that. That should do fine. And we'll do that, get that bolted up, make sure it sits good, set the console back in, set the passenger seat in, make sure our spacing's right from side to side, and then copy it for the other side.
Boom, 30,000 views.
But first, lunch. Alright, so we had us a nice little boys lunch break. Well, we had one of them union lunches. We were on lunch for like 2 hours. What time is it now? It was 2 when we left.
It's only 3:42.
We left at like 1:55. Hey, we had a good lunch. All right, so we went ahead and got some angle iron as our solution to that shit ain't gonna stay. Wherever the seat is. So we're gonna have the angle iron weld to the inside of the seat right here, and then bend out to where we can bolt to here. And then we bought some fancy what was it called? Cobalt. Yeah, it's the Chevy Cobalt drill bit, and we know those last a long time, so the drill bit's got to work. So he just almost spit his water. Woo! We got some nuts and bolts, and what? Oh, grade 8, by the way, so they can hold up our big boys that want to drive the truck when they do. So, yeah, let's do some more welding, and I'm just going to catch y'all back up once we get that welded in and bolted on and seamless. Alright, so we got some premium welds here.
Top notch.
They might not be top notch, but I promise them hoes won't come out. I mean, I penetrated so well, it put a bead on the other side. Yeah, I'd say it penetrated. No, I didn't do this side as well. Oh, yeah,
Why'd you weld both sides? I didn't.
Yeah. You know, you don't have to weld both sides for it to be strong. No, you just weld one side so hard it goes through the other side. Duh. Alright, so we got those tabs welded on. We're pretty sure that plan is going to work out well. James just drilled these holes. We're going to let the drill cool off for a minute because the drill, our drill has been through the ringer. And I don't think it's going to, I don't know if it's going to last much longer, really, but we're going to use it till it blows, so that's that. We're going to get the holes drilled on the tabs and try to get the bolts through it. Put the foam back on the seat, sit on it, make sure it sits good, and the way James just looked at me right now. We got these welded. We painted them up. Man, it looks blurry. Just the monitor, I guess. Got these painted up. They welded in pretty good. They kind of tweaked a little bit, just a hair. I'm gonna turn the light on so you can see. But basically all we did was we found some bolts at the hardware store, and we had to waller these out because we couldn't get it exactly perfect. So we just kind of flared them out a little bit. That way we had a little bit of movement so it would fall in place. We stuck the bolts through the top, set it down, made sure it was the way it needed to be, and then I ran tack welds on each of these bolts. That way they're permanent to the top, and then all you got to do is tighten the nut on the bottom. And then on this one, there's some hardware up here that kind of interferes. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but it's part of the seat rail, the part that's left, and we couldn't get it off. So what I did was I welded the nut on that side, and then we'll just put the bolt in from the bottom. But it's in there. Might need to burn it a little better. I didn't scrape the bolts, and they're zinc plated, and we were kind of like, we're about to find out if zinc sticks to a weld or not, and it looks like it didn't. So, and we just properly put the padding back on, like we clipped it all in and tucked it like it's supposed to be. Let's straighten that up. I'm gonna bolt it down, and then we're gonna close this one out. We didn't quite get to the console today, but it got late. We went to lunch, and what do you know, it got hot. It was cloudy all day, and then it got sunny all of a sudden, and it was like stupid hot. And we wrestled with these freaking tabs for a long time to get them like the way we wanted to do them. And then we kind of had to change an idea, and we changed another idea, but we got where we wanted to be. So yeah, I'd say it's still a successful day. We got the garage cleaned up a lot. James helped me out, and we kind of organized all our stuff. So this is all the interior pieces to the newer High Country interior, and then like our cool pack, spark plugs, intake, and then extra random crap. And then we took this table and set it out there, which it'll come back in here, but now it don't have stuff all over it, so we can get it out the way and have a little bit more room in here. And then yeah, so it's Wednesday. Saturday we're obviously not making it to the show, and me and James don't really want to go to the show anyways. Me, because I'm a sourpuss, and if I can't take my truck there, I don't want to go. And a lot of the bigger builds that I'd be interested in seeing are from here, and I see them all the time, and I follow them all anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna skip Slamboree this year. Our new goal loosely is we are really gonna look into trying to get this thing like nice, wrapped, the dash recovered, everything. The headliner, me and James got something we're cooking up on the headliner. Might have the audio in by then. Probably definitely have the audio in by, because we're thinking about going to LST. which if you guys are from Texas, you know what that is. It's Lone Star Throwdown. It's a really big show every year. It was the last big show this year before COVID hit. So we're really thinking about trying to look into figuring out a truck to trailer this down there to Houston. It's North Houston, Conroe, but we're thinking about it. So drop a comment below if y'all want to see us go to LST. That might motivate us to get done.
Get a spot soon too. Spot reserved.
Oh yeah, because them spots fill up, and then we'll be out in the
maybe we can get in with somebody.
Back up against the damn fence or something. But yeah, let's drop the seat all the way in. I'll stick the bolts on it, and then we'll close this one out. It's been a long day, boys.
Comfy.
Watch them all snap.
That's actually really comfy right there.
It looks pretty good for you. Like, you look like you fit.
Yeah, it feels good. Like I won't be cramped. I can actually drive this thing. The dash will come out.
Put your foot on the brake. Because thanks, once the pedal has spring, the gas pedal has the spring back on it.
We can adjust the... I mean, we can adjust the pedal, how they sit. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're driving a school bus.
Tilt the wheel down. Yeah, right in the nuts. Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
That's a good fit for all three of us.
Yeah, because if you fit and I fit, Chris definitely fits for sure. Well, you can't see through shield. Not looking with the console too, your elbow's right, pretty much in the right spot. The front of the console actually comes up just a hair.
Yeah.
Damn, boy.
I like it.
That's sick. What we're actually going to do, we're going to take this fan and we're going to lay it sideways on the dash. And that way we have some fans. Well, we didn't get as much done, but we at least got the template figured out. We know how we want to do it, and then I know how I'm going to drill the holes in the tabs next time so that they have a little bit more slack in them.
Does that one have door panels in it? That truck?
I think it does.
I want to use some part, like I want to use the top part of it, the way it hooks.
Oh,
in.
that way it belt molds
in the gasket to use.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because these didn't have squat.
We'll glue it and staple it to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
guys.
give me a template to mounting it.
We'll have to start on the doors soon.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. I'll definitely have it running and driving first before I'm too worried about the doors. I mean, I got to rig up...
Maybe a little side project day.
I got to rig up a door handle over there. I mean, I guess I'll get used to...
We can probably steal those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, guys... I'm going to say that's about it for this one. We would go ahead and get the dash put back together, which is right here. Well, the dash cover, I guess. But we're going to leave it apart until our new harness comes in, our new LS harness that I ordered from Direct Auto Wire. We're going to let that come in, and it's basically going to be the same idea, but we want to make sure, so we'll get it all plugged up, get it in here, because we're going to try to mount our computer probably in here if we can get away with it, or up here, because there's that second glove box is up here, and I can just knock the back out of it, and then we can have it up there. That way the computer's easy to get to and safe and out of the way. We'll figure that out. But anyways, we're going to wait till we get the harness in to get everything in here buttoned back up, but pretty much once we get the harness in, all this will be going back together for, I won't say for the last time, but the last time for a while. Once we get the harness in and put the dash back together, we're on the road to going back together. It's because the brake's not pressed. Oh. Interesting. Good to know.
We have it right there on the driver.
Yeah, it's not bad. It'll be a little snug for you and Chris, but...
What the hell? I thought you released a start video. Exposed.
Exposed. It's fake news. I photoshopped it. I'm really good at video editing now. I made it sound like it was canned and ran. Joke's on you guys. There's still a stock V6 in here. And this is just a regular old
It's all green
95,
screen, CGI.
95 interior. Might be easy to rig that up now that we're a little more familiar with
All
it.
the wires right there to go to.
But yeah, guys, that's it for this one. As always, please leave a like if you liked it. Please dislike if you're one of the 5 people that's cousin's uncle's grandfather already did this in Mexico but didn't document it at all. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. We got a lot more content coming. Trust me, guys. This ain't the only truck we're dealing with. We got a race car we're gonna build. We got a classic we're gonna build. We got another OBS dually that we're gonna build.
Maybe a boat.
A boat, yep. We're gonna mess with a boat, and then of course the pit bike stuff. So we might have a crazy cart coming up soon too. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Peace out. We'll see you later.